Confidence is about how you see yourself. Welcome to the Uniquely Confident Podcast. Positive energy and good vibrations from me to you. It's your boy, RJD, the Imperfect Gentleman. And yeah, this is another dope episode of the Uniquely Confident Podcast. And listen, tonight, I'm super excited. And you guys probably said, I seen in the comments, somebody said, you're always excited, RJ. You're absolutely right. I am always excited, especially when it's time to do the podcast, because I truly enjoy doing it. I truly enjoy having these dope conversations with dope people about confidence and character building. But you guys know, around here, we got a protocol we must follow before we get started. So we got to talk to our pops and pay a bill or two. So with that being said, Heavenly Father, we thank you for another opportunity to be in the space to say thank you. We understand that life itself is a gift and we don't take it lightly. So right now, God, we really appreciate you and we thank you for everything you've done for us. Life itself, everything else that comes with it, good, bad, and indifferent. So right now, God, we ask you for the grace and space to go across the airwaves, and we may be an inspiration, a gift, and also entertainment. Somebody out there right now in this space where they want to build their character and confidence as men and women. Right now, these things we do pray in the Most High's name. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Yo, check this out, man. I got my man Jeff from God+therapy. What a dude, King. How are you doing?
Bro? What's good, man? Hey, man, it's an honor, bro. Honor. It's an honor. Since day one I met you, bro, I was like, yo, I got to get connected with this man. This man is amazing. So, yeah, it's an honor, man. It's an honor.
yo, listen, thanks so much, bro. First and foremost, my bishop used to always say, and now I see why he says it, like, I appreciate it, but all the glory truly goes to God, because
definitely.
Without him, bro, like, I'm just that wretched being. You know, that's the lamb at times, right? You know what I mean?
Definitely that wretched being.
But I definitely appreciate you, bro. And ever since I met you on Clubhouse, it's been a great conversation we had in the spaces, and I just love your energy. I love your brand, God+therapy, because we definitely we've been for so long, we've kept those apart, right? We've kept those two entities apart for some reason, and I love your brand because it's truly what it's supposed to be. It brings together, and like that's a well-rounded individual.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm telling you, bro, I'm from the old school where they used to try to like speak in tongues over bills, right?
Yeah. Come on, bro. Come on, that ain't gonna work. You can call Comcast all you want and be like, the other father said.
Yeah,
like, all right, we'll call you tomorrow.
Right. When you have to give us that money, send that check.
Send that with that second notice tomorrow. We be there tomorrow. Don't worry. You go ahead and keep praying and do your heavenly tongues and all that. We be there tomorrow.
Hands up where you stand, all that. Give it up. Do what you gotta do. But we gonna come get that box.
We need that.
Right. Yo, so tonight, I just want to have like a just conversation around confidence, right?
Yeah.
But about the finances.
Yeah.
Right. What finances do to a man's confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because bro, like, you should see my DMs, bro. Like, and it's like, obviously it's confidentiality and all those things, but it's times where I just want to show people, like, what we're doing to each other is terrible.
Yeah.
Like, I got men literally like pleading, trying to figure out how to make more money. And they're not trying to make more money, bro, because they need to, like, they're in dire need. They just want to be in the status of someone else. They're looking to be approved by someone else.
Yeah.
And society is making it this way, bro. So, like, I know being that you're definitely a therapist and all that. And before we get into the conversation, do me a favor. I skipped over this. Let everybody know who you are and where you're from, bro. My bad.
No, you good. No, you good. Because it's top of lit. Like, I'm already jumping in, but who I am. But no, real talk, man. My name is Jeff Cuthbertson, like you said. I am the CEO, the founder, and I am the manager. Actually, God is the CEO, but I'm just managing this brand of God+therapy. And if you notice, it's God+therapy and not God and therapy. I want you to add these two things together. You got the faith in the works. Faith without works is dead. And this is exactly what it is. You got the faith, you put the works to it, you will live. And that's basically what God+therapy is saying. I'm going to get up, I'm going to pray. And once I get up and pray, I'm going to do it. And not only just go to a therapist or go to a counselor or a life coach, but I'm going to go up, I'm going to get up and do what brings peace into my life. Because therapy is not just you coming into my office and me sitting down with a clipboard asking you about your past, right? Asking about your childhood traumas. Therapy is not just that. Therapy can be you building a fort with your child on Sunday afternoon. Therapy can be you and your significant other in the kitchen baking cookies, or having a sushi class, or having a paint night with a glass of wine. You know, therapy can be walking in the park, walking in the beach. God has created so many things in this earth, like riding a bike. Whatever brings you peace can be therapy to you at that time, right? Whatever gets your mind or builds that confidence that we're going to talk about today be considered therapy. And so once you add that prayer to it, add that fasting to it, add that faith into it, that tithing to it, and then you get up and put that work to it, you will be a whole individual, and God can work with a whole individual, can't work with a half of a mind. And so that's why I'm grateful that God created this, and allowed me to be the owner of it, the CEO of it. I mean, not CEO, but the manager of it, because I love to add this to individuals' lives, because I've seen how much you put this equation to someone's life, how much it changes their life. And so it's definitely dope. I'm here in Richmond, Virginia. That's where we're based at, in Richmond, Virginia. I know we're going to probably do this down the line, but I do offer individual sessions, got the apparel, all of that good stuff. And you can find me, the best place to find me is on Instagram. That favorite phrase, link in the bio.
Right.
That favorite phrase, that link in the bio. So definitely click the link in the bio for the apparel, a free self-care exercise. Definitely email me or DM me for any inquiries about doing individual sessions with me and all of that good stuff. So yeah, that's all in a nutshell. That's who I am, bro.
And as well, we're gonna have your information down in the description. So if you want to link with them, definitely go over to Instagram. But we'll have all of the information down in the description below.
Yeah.
So check them out.
Definitely.
So yes. So we're gonna dive in it from your spectrum, right? From the therapy side. So what does finances do to a man, period, bro? Let's talk about that, period. Like, what does finances and men, what does the finances do to men from your standpoint?
From my standpoint, the things I've seen and what dealing with some clients, right? Indirectly, it creates an identity. And what I hate that. And I hate that, because what they're doing, and I've been a victim of this. My wife can tell you I've been a victim of this, where if you make a certain amount of money, I feel like I'm this person, or I've reached this status. And the one thing I think about, or not, but one thing I tell my clients is, what you do not want to do is wrap your identity in something that can be taken away from you. Something that can be taken away from you, like something physical. Because I've seen guys wrap their identity in relationships. I've seen them wrap their identity in jobs, wrap their identity in the car they're driving, or the type of shoes they're wearing, or the home they're living in, or even their education. I've seen them wrap their identity in education. Right? Watch this. Not even an intimate relationship, but I even seen them wrap it in a friendship. Your boys, your brothers, your relationship with your mother, right? And all of those things can be taken away from you.
Facts.
And think about it, a pandemic, literally we're in a pandemic now, and all of those things were taken away from us. You may lost someone, you may lost a job, and I realized that I lost a job during the pandemic, right? For 13 years, I identified myself as a probation officer, right? And then when that thing was taken away from me, I was laying on the couch like, who am I? And so I always challenge individuals, especially my men clients, to not to wrap your identity inside of how much money you're making, or how much money is in your savings, because she does not need you to provide financially. She needs you to provide emotionally. She needs you to provide spiritually. She needs you to provide physically, and so that financial part, right? If you can tap into that emotional part of the providing emotionally, what happens is, right, she's going to turn into a helpmate. And so whatever you need out of her, she's going to help you make the money that you're looking for. So you're not out here trying to do it yourself. A lot of us men, what we do is try to get that status on our own. And we're not called to do life by ourselves. And now you're bumping in the wall, hitting the wall over and over and over, thinking you're going to achieve greatness, but you're not going to be able to do it because you're out here trying to do it yourself. So yeah, man, you start working on trying to wrap your identity in something that can't be taken from you, like your peace. You can't take my peace. You can lock me in a jail, and I'm still going to have my peace. You can put me in solitary confinement, because I'm still going to have my peace, right? Your relationship with God. I know we don't want to get too spiritual, but I can't help it. That's who
No,
I
me
am.
neither.
Right? I can't help it. But if you rock your relationship inside of God and right there in that relationship, can't nobody take that relationship. Can't nobody
Nope.
break that relationship. My man Paul was locked up and he was still preaching the word. You see what
Right.
it's like? My man Paul was in that joker like, yo, I got stuff on my wrist, I got stuff on my ankles. Look, you know God, let me tell you what God did in my life. You know, he was in there going hard for God. And he realized that, look, this thing right here, God has got me here to provide peace to people. So it doesn't matter where you put me or where you take me. It doesn't matter if I have $2, $2,000, or $2 million. I still have peace. And if I can get individuals to wrap themselves around that, something like that, then man, you wouldn't even be worried about the money. You wouldn't be out here trying to work for the money or creating that business for the money. You're creating the business because it's a purpose. You're creating the business because you love it. And when you do something that you love, the money follows, bro. The money follows.
And I'm glad you said that, because our identity can't be wrapped in a dollar amount, bro.
Nah.
Like we can't have that be what you want. Because like even when you said to the pandemic, like, do you realize all the money that you had, like when the pandemic was really at its peak, you couldn't do nothing or go nowhere. So your money really meant nothing.
Nothing.
Like even the millionaires had to sit. They couldn't travel. They couldn't go anywhere. Like no one had the ability to do anything other than be where they was.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, if someone is able to take something from you that removes a part of you or your identity, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Bro, I've seen that money has done it. And like you said, to you, and your credit, you was being transparent. You said you've done it. But bro, like I've even found myself even recently like, yo, wait a minute. I don't have XYZ right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to really check myself, bro. I'm like, yo, so if I don't have 10 grand to do what I need to do with, like, I'm not a man. Like, how is that possible?
Yeah.
But subconsciously, I was believing that, bro.
Yeah.
Where's that come from?
Yeah. Dog, I'm gonna tell you exactly where it come from, and you just said it. That last sentence you just said is, I believe that. Now watch this. I'm gonna go real therapeutic on you right now.
Mm-hmm.
Our behaviors, we behave the way we behave. You ever ask yourself, you just did it. Why am I doing this way? Why do I think the way I'm thinking? Why did I just make this mistake? Why did I just say what I just said? 90% of the time, not even 90, 99% of the time, our behaviors come from our belief system.
Mm-hmm.
Let me show you how it works. It goes belief, and that belief, the definition of belief is an idea that you hold to be true. So this is an idea that I hold to be true. And if I hold that idea for so long, it turns into a value.
Mm.
And then that value is filtered through our attitudes, our emotions, and our feelings. And it creates the behavior. Let me show you what it looks like. I have a belief that I'm nothing without my wife and my kids. That's my idea. That's my idea that I hold to be true. And I hold on to that idea for so long. I sleep with the idea. I eat with the idea. I go to work. I do my businesses. I do podcasts. I do my sermons. I do everything with that idea that I'm nothing without my family, my kids and my wife. So I value my family.
Mm.
And so now my attitude is I love, I honor, and respect my family. So my behaviors show that. Now I spend time with them. I make sure on Friday nights is date night, family night. I don't do any podcasts. I don't do any no interview individual sessions. I'm not writing any work down. I'm not doing any notes. Any Friday night when I come home, it's family, daddy, and husband time. And so now my behavior is that way. I help my family out when they need me to. I'm praying over my family. I'm protecting. I'm giving. Look, here go my check, baby. I just brought a check in. Here you go. Just give me a little bit, so I'll go give me some shoes.
Let me get a little scrap. Let me get
a little scrap. So I get some shoes. Everything else, that's all y'all. You take care of that because I value my family. And so here's the thing: if you're saying this, if you have this idea that I need $10,000 in my bank account at all times, I'm going to value the $10,000. I'm gonna value money. So I'm going to love, honor, and respect money. And so now my behavior is going to show that. I'm going to do whatever I got to do to get that money because that's the only thing I value. And I'm not going to pay attention to relationships. I'm not going to pay attention to businesses or business partners. I'm not going to pay attention to relationship with God. I'm not going to read my Bible. I'm not going to devote myself to the Bible because I have value this. And now my value has turned into an idol, all because of a belief system. Just like you said, like you ended it. What you believe in is going to dictate what you do.
Yo, and that's and so now that we got down to the belief factor, right? Because
Yeah.
we're gonna dig into this now.
Let's go.
So the belief creates the actions. Now that's very my brain gets that. Now, where did that belief come from, bro? Like, right? Because you know what's so crazy? Because like, yo, especially over the last 3 years, introspection has been my best friend and my worst enemy. Like, finding things out about myself has been the glorious thing, but yet the scariest thing at the same time.
Yeah.
And sometimes disturbing. So I'm trying to figure out, all right, where did the belief that this substance, right, this currency, is this pertinent in my belief system? Where did that come from? Like, how did that get there?
Our beliefs come from multiple places. They come from our location. They come from our religion. They come from our culture. They come from our family beliefs and our friends' beliefs. And then lastly, our life experiences. Wow. These 6 places create our belief system. Whether that belief is a rational belief or irrational belief, no matter what, they come from those 6 places. It comes from your location, your culture, your friends, your family, right? Your religion, and then your life experiences. Those 6 things teach you that money is all of that. Think about the culture. Let's first look at the culture. Let's look at our culture already.
Right.
Like if we cut on our music videos, they're driving this type of car. They're rapping and talking about this. Even now, our Christian rap is kind of slowly moving into like you gotta have this type of car or you gotta have this type of money, and they having certain things in their videos and talking rapping about certain things, right? When you at church, they're either talking about you gotta tithe this, you gotta tithe that, you gotta do this, you gotta have this amount, you gotta have this amount. If you can't tithe this, tithe that. So every single place you go to, the conversation is about money.
Wow.
Like your location, like anywhere you walk into the barbershop, they're talking about money. Watch this. They might not even be talking about their money, but they're talking about the salary cap for the Lakers. They're talking about the salary cap for the Philly the 76ers, right? Or they're talking about how the Dallas Cowboys are spending their bread. And then you might hear somebody say, well, if it was my team, I would have done this and I would have done it. I'll save that. I'll save this. Everywhere you go, the conversation is money. And if that's the case, no matter what, in all 6 of those things, no matter what, if that's the case, then you're going to eventually value money because everywhere you go is valuing that money. But if you go into the barbershop and the conversations about the relationship between you and God, if you go into your locations, your culture, if you go back to your culture and the conversations about the relationship between you and your God, if you go back to your family reunions and the conversations about God, the relationship with God, then guess what? You're going to value the relationship with God because that's what you're hearing every single day and all day. Remember what I said, it's an idea that you hold to be true. What is giving you that idea?
Right.
You got to start asking yourself that question. What created this idea in my head? Because once I start fixing that, and once I can answer that question, I can change the irrational idea to a rational idea.
And as you sitting here saying that, like this is about to turn into a therapy session, and I don't want to hear.
Everybody says that.
Hey, listen, because and everybody knows, like who follows me knows that, like, yo, I'm super transparent in my life because my testimony is somebody else's therapy. Like I know for a fact that my life is not my own. Yeah. So like I'm over the embarrassment, right? Like that whole thing of being shy and timid and embarrassed, those days are over. I'm really here to help heal myself and help somebody get through. So I know that, and someone told me this just recently that they appreciate me because I ask the questions that they think they would never ask, and they would never ask. But to me, I just want the answers. I just want to be free. I just want to be healed. So I want to be able to move forward. So this is going to turn into a therapy session because now, as you're saying from those 6 places, bro, and you just say how like I remember just growing up, right? And every answer to every question that I ask has something to do with either having the money or not having the money. Are we going to do X, Y, Z? Well, let me see if we have enough money to do. Right? Or I don't know what my check's going to look like this week. So like all the answers to no matter what the question is, always reflected around a dollar amount.
And you're hearing that for 18 plus years. and you think that somebody's not going to be able to, and I don't, again, I want people to hear me clearly. Like, this thought process that I have toward money, this ain't something that it just happened overnight. It took some time,
Right.
because just like you, I've heard that same thing. And to be
Right.
honest with you, I'm still hearing that same thing. To the point where, and I love my father. I lost my mother in 2020, right? And so normally I would have this conversation with my mother in 2020. You was around that time.
Right, right.
When I first
remember.
met you, it was around that time. And I remember, I think the first time I met you, I was crying on Clubhouse.
Yeah, in our room. That's how we met, as a matter of fact. Right,
Yeah.
that's how we met.
Yeah. And so I just remember talking to my dad, and I love my dad to death, like to life, actually. Like, I was just down there this weekend. My brother and I was down there hanging out with him. We starting to do that now because, his wife ain't there, so his boys got to come down and hang out with him. So we were down there hanging out with him, and I know for a fact I can't show my dad the type of houses that my wife and I are looking at right now. Because the last time I showed it to him, his response was, "Man, you can afford all of that?" And I'm like, why we go straight to money? Why not just like, yo, dad, hey son, that's a nice house. Right. I can see you in that house. Like, we went straight to affording all of that. Then he went to, can you afford to keep that thing up? I'm like, Dad, it's a custom built house. If anything's break within a year or 6 months,
warranty,
somebody getting a suit, somebody getting a letter, somebody getting it for some lawyers.
Right, invoices will fly.
Yeah, I was like, what you mean? Can I afford the upkeep? Like, and so it's funny that you, like you said, like you brought that up. My family's beliefs. There's certain things that I just can't share with them because their ideas of money, their belief system is money. And what I'm trying to do is to make sure that belief system does not enter into my household. That irrational belief system doesn't enter in my household. It's almost like if I line up 6 matches, and then I have all 6 of them right here, and then you got them jugs burning, and I lower this one down. This one's not going. The rest of them behind is not going to get burned.
Correct.
And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to lower myself down from their belief system, right? From their belief system, because what I don't want is that their belief system to predicate what my behavior.
Yes.
My behavior. And we got to pay attention to those 6 things. You got to create that high self-awareness to say, this thing right here, this belief or this idea that he's putting in my head, I can't hold on to it. I got to block it out. Right. I cannot do it because the things that I'm trying to do with myself, the legacy I'm trying to leave, the family I'm trying to have, cannot live inside of this irrational belief system.
Yo, bro, like, cause like you got me, like you got me my whole brain on explode right now because I got the screenplay of my life rolling past, right? You know what I'm saying? I got it flowing, and I just remember having like conversations with my mom, and like even to this day, I've learned so many things about how I process things through her. Like, because so just recently, me and my wife, we had we were going back and forth about me purchasing a handgun for the house. Yeah, because she's not really, you know what I'm saying, accustomed to that life, and she's one of them ladies that just like keep me away from it and all that. So it's cool. So me as the man of the house, I knew that I needed to do it. Yeah. But it was the biggest thing in my mind, bro. I couldn't go to work. I couldn't go to sleep. I called and talked to everyone about it. Like, yo, I need help. Like, I need mental clarity. Like, why can't I just go ahead and pull the trigger? No pun intended. Yeah. Just go ahead and get this thing done. But then I realized, I was like, yo, my mom's, if she told me that I couldn't do nothing, I didn't do it. If it affected her in a negative way and made her upset, sad, or mad, I couldn't do it. I stayed away from it. So now I removed my mother from that position, put my wife in. Yeah. Bro, it took me, I don't know how long just to get ahead and get through this, because it was like, yo, and I really didn't know why until like you said, I broke it down to where it came from. Yeah. And let me tell you, the hardest thing to do, y'all, like, hear me good. The hardest thing to do is to know that the people that love you, the people that brought you into this world, the people that would do anything for you, you have to break away mentally from their thought process. Because let me tell you, bro, my mom is my world. like she raised me. I'm talking about everything about me. Yeah. Like, shout out to my stepfather for being there, but he was just a presence. Yeah. I am literally my mother's child. So I've learned even how I react to certain things I'm not as tough as I thought I was. I'm more scared than I thought I was.
Mm-hmm.
Because anger is always the top layer,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning the layer of these emotions now, because they didn't tell us as men that emotions are unisex. They didn't tell us that.
Big time.
They didn't tell us that. They didn't put us on the game. So they just told us to be tough. So now that I'm experiencing, I'm embracing those emotions. I'm like, well, I'm not really tough. Like, I'm more fearful. Like, so when fear arises, anger comes over to protect me. So in all actuality, I'm not tough. I'm scary.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I looked at it, even at towards money. Yo, I had a fear with money. You see, you see how it's all connected now.
Hey, RJ, let me show you something right quick. Because you're saying this word fear. Let me show you how deep and serious this thing is. That word fear, the definition of fear, an unpleasant emotion, right? That's the first three words right there. That right there lets us know that this is an emotion and a feeling. And the first thing should click in my head is I should be able to outthink this thing. Watch this. An unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that something is dangerous, causing me pain or threat. So the only reason you have fear, the only reason we have these unpleasant emotions is because it's a belief. That word belief. You have a belief, you have an idea,
Right.
an idea that you're holding on true, that think that this someone or something is causing me threat, causing me pain or danger. And so now since I believe this, I have the unpleasant emotion. This unpleasant emotion is called fear.
Yes. I'm so glad I have this podcast episode right now. Because the definition you just gave me of fear I've never heard before.
Mm-hmm.
So crazy. Like you, and that's one thing you tell. Like you read a book, 100 people read one book, they give you 100 different definitions.
Yeah.
But the definition you just gave me, I've never heard it, and it digs into my brain just now, because now when I hear the word fear, I feel like, oh, I should be able to overcome this. Like,
yeah, because it's nothing but emotion.
Mm-hmm. Yes, when you said the first three words is what was it?
An unpleasant emotion. That's the first three words.
Unpleasant.
Unpleasant. I can outthink an unpleasant emotion and turn it into an emotion. Look, all I got to do is use the same thing that create that unpleasant emotion, which is my belief. My belief.
And so now so now we have to believe. Mm-hmm. How do we change beliefs, Jeff?
So that's the good question right there. That's the one I love. That's the question I love, because what you got to do. Here's the thing. Let's say, for example, you're talking to your father, or you're talking to your mother, or you're talking to whoever, and they gave you this idea. If you do not take that idea through a filter, what happens if me and you go to Target right now, buy a filter for your house, put that filter in your sink, it's gonna take out all the minerals, all the toxins and all that stuff, and makes that water pure, makes that water usable, makes that water drinkable, makes that water healthy. So if we want to start working and creating this idea or this belief system, right, the first thing we got to do is, here's the thing. First thing we got to do is take whatever idea that I have and filter it. Couple ways you can filter it. First way, I'm gonna show you the biblical way. Philippians 4:8. Go straight to Philippians 4:8. And Philippians 4:8 tells you exactly how to think. And Philippians 4:8 tells you exactly how to think. Let me think.
I'm going there right now. You ain't got to worry about it. I'm about to go there right now.
Is it true? Is it admirable? Is it lovely?
Philippians 4:8.
Is it praiseworthy? All of those things.
Philippians 4:8. 4:8.
Yeah.
Right, there we go. Bible. Here we go. I don't want to sign up for nothing. Here we go. Philippians 4:8, King James Version. Boom.
There you go. Read off those. Mm-hmm.
Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things.
So boom. Let me show you something. Let me show you why I say go there. when you were dating out here in these streets,
Right.
and even before you while you were courting your wife, right? I'm looking at my Bible right now. That's why I'm not looking up. But while you were courting your wife, and while we were dating out here, we had a checklist for the girl.
Right.
She got to look like this. She got to talk like this. She got to work here. She got to be able to wear the heels and Jordans. She got to be able to look good with a pair of sweatpants. You know, she got to do all of these things. We had a checklist. Let me go a step deeper. When you were out here and you were looking for a job after you graduated from college, you had a checklist. I want to work this many hours. I need this for 1K. I need this amount. I need to be able to make sure that I can move up in the chain on this thing. You had a checklist. We have checklists for every single thing in the world, but we do not have a checklist for our thoughts. Why don't we have a checklist for our thoughts? No one has ever talked to me, and I'm starting to push this idea on the people and challenge people to start having checklists for your thoughts. And that's how you do it. You go straight to Philippians 4:8. And if you don't like the King James Version, go to the NIV version or break it down to the NLT version, because they'll break those words down and tell you exactly what this is. And so now you can ask yourself, is this idea true? Is this idea noble? Is this idea praiseworthy? Is it lovely? Am I loving myself with this idea? Am I kind to people with this idea? And if it does not check off the idea, if it does not check off the list, guess what? I'm not going to date it. I'm not going to apply for it. I'm not going to keep it. I'm not going to keep it. And so now I'm creating my own belief system, my internal belief system based off of Philippians 4:8. Now, again, I'm not the type to push my religion on you. I'm just going to tell you how I get my peace. So if you don't want to read the Bible and you want to read something else, that's okay. I got something else for you. Write out the word think. Is this thing true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? And is it kind? Use the word think. Is it true? Is it helpful? Is it inspiring? Is it necessary? And is it kind? If I can check off all these, I keep this idea. I keep this thought. I add this to my belief system. But if I can't check all these things off, ain't no need for me to have it, because it's not going to be worthy. I can't do it, because again, when this idea that I have, it has to be pure. It has to be usable like that water, because eventually it's going to turn into a value. Eventually it's going to turn into a value. Now watch this. Let me show you this thing, because what I do, this is what I do with my clients who are dealing with substance abuse issues, right? This is what I do with their clients, because I show them both ways. The first analogy or example I showed you with my family. Right. This is what happens when you do not take your checklist or your thought through a checklist. You say stuff like, I need this bottle, or I need this drug for peace. So now what happens is, this is the idea that you have. And so what happens is, you value the drug or the bottle. You value that thing. And so what happens is, it goes to your that love, honor, respect the bottle. And so now I'm protecting the bottle. I'm providing the bottle. I'm spending money on the bottle. I'm spending time with the bottle. I'm doing all my behaviors are based off of my belief system. So if you don't have the correct filter, you are going to be drinking, or you're going to be having irrational and impure thoughts. That's how you create the right belief system. That's the logical way to doing it. Take that thing through the washer, take that thing through the filter, so you can create rational beliefs, create rational behaviors. And then once you do that, no longer will you have that question, why am I doing this? Why did I just do what I just did? You
right.
Those questions.
Yeah, I want everyone to take a moment, right? Get a pen and pad if you didn't already have one. Pause this podcast. Rewind. Go back until I first asked the question about how to create new beliefs.
Yeah.
And really take note and do the work.
Do the work.
Do the work. Please do the work. And I say this because even my mentor said it to me, and it's part of the theme that we're doing this month is do the work, because like it's always good when we come into the settings with our brethren, right? Whether it be podcast, church, or family settings, we spit ideas out and we feel like we've done work in that space. But the truth is, we didn't do anything but just throw some words around. It's not until you actually go and sit down with the pen and pad and do that real work, where you're actually taking the concept, applying it, using it in everyday life, and to the point where it's a part of your life. That's the real work. But And me myself personally, I'm be honest, I've definitely done it so many times where I get caught up in the conversation and I don't do the work. So it's like, I know after this podcast is over, I'm going to go back myself. and what the thing, I'm using that. I'm telling you right now, Jeff, I'm using that. I'm going to go to my wife about that because we have conversations all the time because we have similar upbringings.
Yeah.
We ask ourselves all the time, well, why are we like this? Right? And like, so in both our families, we're breaking generational curses when it comes down to finances. Because we're not going to be check to check like we've seen, right? And we're not having that for our family going forward. So we're breaking it down like, yo, why are we like this? And then we both have conversations and we talk about these things and our memories bring us back to certain places. It's like, oh, our families was just maintaining. You know what I'm saying? Like they was just continuing to get by so things wouldn't stop, right? Or they wouldn't get worse than what they already were in their mindset. So it's a beautiful space for us now to be able to see ourselves now, but we got to be able to implement this now. And I'm so glad you gave something that's like that I talk about all the time on this podcast, bro, is practicality.
Yeah, practicality.
If you're gonna give me theory, I can go to college and sit down and have somebody lecture me for the next 2 hours and still come out there like I did walked in there. But when you give me something tangible and practical that I can actually apply, like that's game changer. Like that's the game changer right there. Like
and that's something that you can actually you'll be able to see the change. Not only we see it, but you also get to feel it. I also want to talk to because God just put something on my heart. I do also want to talk to that individual who's going to be listening to this, who says, well, I'm not close to my family. I don't have my family ideas. I don't have my family beliefs. I don't even talk to my mom like that. First of all, I'm gonna encourage you and challenge you to fix that now. I need you to start forgiving now, because one day you're gonna be wearing your mom on your neck like I am, and wish that you can pick up the phone and call her. You know, so kill that noise right now. That's day one off bat. But I do want to talk to that individual because if you remember, within those 6 people, I said your friends' beliefs. So you might not picking up your idea from your own family, but you're picking up the ideas from your boy's family. Because you're connected with your boy and he's bringing in his ideas from his family. So you're picking up people that you don't even know. You got ideas and belief systems that from people you don't even know because you're hanging out with your boy. And nothing wrong with hanging out with your boy. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying don't hang out with your boy. What I'm saying is when your boy gives you an advice about money, or when your boy gives you, when you're talking to people about money and you create this idea, go home, write that idea down and write a checklist. See that idea through, and if it's something that you can check off your checklist, continue to date it, go apply for it, hold on to it, and do what you need to do with it, and watch it create rational beliefs. But again, I'm talking to that individual who says, you know what, I'm not close to my family, but I'm closer to my friends than I am my family. My friends are my family, and I'm telling you, you are creating space for you to obtain their families ideas and belief system.
And let me tell you, bro, like that's so real because as you were saying that, I was like, we, especially as young Black men, we always do that for some stage of our lives, like especially towards our teenage years. We get away from our family and we cling closer to our homies, right? And our boys. And I was just remembering as we were saying it just now about friends, I'm like, yo, everything was about $1.
Yeah, everything.
Everything. Like from the time you wake up in the morning, like the first thing is like, yo, how many licks you got this morning? Like, where is it? Like you don't even say good morning to nobody, like or grand rising, nothing else. Like first thought is all right, how can I get up? Like where's my move at? Like I gotta make a move to go get this money. And it's a constant thing, and it's like now that I think about this conversation, bro, there's nothing else. Like there is no other conversation, bro.
Everywhere you go, we got TikTok videos about money, bro.
Yes.
We got a TikTok video. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna get this money by tomorrow. What?
Right.
I gotta figure out I gotta get this money by tomorrow. And we're watching these things and laughing at it, being entertained by it, and have no idea that thing right there, that video, that 3 seconds or a minute is talking to your subconscious mind, saying you gotta figure out how to get this money by tomorrow.
And that creates so much anxiety, Jeff.
You know what that is?
Hear you saying it creates anxiety.
Anxiety, and that's your location. One of the 6. Your location Not where you are physically, but where you are mentally.
Right.
Where you are, and that's where I'm talking about when you say your anxiety kicks in. That's where you are mentally. My anxiety is on 10,000 because I got to figure out where to get this money from. Where did I
Right.
even think about? Where I have never said that. What? Well, all of a sudden I've been saying that. You ever notice that you've been saying that? Yeah, bro, I've been saying it too. Why? Because both of us have been sitting here watching TikTok every morning,
Right.
watching that video, and people, there are thousands and thousands of videos of that. You can't go on your Explore page and not see that somebody
Yeah.
using that audio because it's
Right.
a funny audio.
Correct.
It's a funny, it coming from a funny movie, right? And now you're watching that over and over. And now all of a sudden, instead of saying I gotta read this, I gotta memorize this verse by tomorrow, you're saying I gotta get this money by tomorrow.
Right. All of a sudden now you have this urge and this state of mind to go after this currency. Like,
You,
and like, don't get me wrong, like obviously we know the importance of money and all these things, but like,
yeah.
I it's too many men out here, bro. Going back to the identity part, like too many men are identifying who they are to their amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so much so to the point where it's like I've heard men break down and literally cry because a woman told, she didn't even say to him, because I was in the conversation, she didn't even say to him that she didn't want him. She
Mm-hmm.
just said she didn't want to date a man that didn't make, who made less than $40,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
This man internalized this to the point where we was literally on the phone for maybe an hour and a half because he was like, "Yo, what? But how come? Like, I'm not good enough? I make less than $40,000. How I'm not good enough as a man?" And I'm like, "Wait a minute, you're internalizing this, and it's showing that you believe this now. Like, it's not about what she wants; he believes this." So I realize now after I have this conversation about where our beliefs come from, it's like, yo, it's so important for us to have a checklist for our thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Who said it? Somebody said that men don't think. Men which think that they think, but they don't think. I forgot who it was, but they said that a man would much rather do a chore than think
Mm-hmm.
because we don't know how to think.
Mm-hmm.
And just now you gave us a checklist for thoughts, which I've never heard of.
Now you know how to think.
Now the process to thinking now.
Men react. That's what we do.
Yes.
We react. We're the masters of reacting.
Absolutely.
That's why our wives and our girls and our fiancés are telling us, I don't need you to solve every single problem. I just need you to listen.
Right.
But we're so wired to, no, I gotta solve this. I gotta solve this. If I don't solve this, then I'm not good enough.
Right.
And so here's the crazy thing. He has no idea how that small thinking, right? That small thinking of, am I not good enough? That's that idea he's holding on to now.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's gonna hold on to that idea for so long that he's gonna value insecurity. He's valuing insecurities. And RJ, watch this. When you start valuing insecurities now, you're gonna start behaving imposter syndrome. You're gonna start behaving a certain type of way. And watch this. He's gonna get to a point where he's gonna start looking. If he's making under 35, that means he can definitely get to 45. He's he can easily over 40,000. That's nothing. I want that girl to keep that mindset. Keep that mindset because it's easy to get over 40,000, right? But once that individual starts having that wrong idea and starts behaving, having that imposter syndrome, it's because now they're valuing insecurity. And now he's insecure. He's love, honor, and respecting the spirit of insecurity. And so
love, honor, and respecting.
Love, honor, and respecting the spirit of insecurity, bro. And when you love and honor, respect the spirit of insecurity, imposter syndrome is right there knocking on the door. Opportunity does not knock on the door if you're not doing anything. Opportunity is nosy. Hey, what you doing in there? What you got going on? I see you did something.
You in there fumbling and rumbling.
I see you sent an email yesterday. I see you did a business plan. You got a vision in there. Hold on, bro. What you got going on in there? I might be able to add something to that because opportunity is nosy. Opportunity want to know what's going on. Opportunity can't present itself if you love and honor and respecting the spirit of insecurity.
Yo, that right there, I might just be like, yo, that's it. Like when you said you are love, honoring and respecting insecurities.
Insecurity.
Yo, Jeff, that's gonna be a post somewhere. Look for it. I'm gonna tag you. I'm gonna tell you where I got it from. I might even do a whole live on that. It's crazy. Yo, because we really do that, Jeff. Like we love our insecurity to where we nurture it.
We nurture it. Treat it like it's a 2-year-old baby.
Yes. Suckling everything. Well, come on.
Like God gave me this gift.
Right.
That ain't a gift God gave you. Wow. Look, we had to drink our water on that.
Right, seriously, you gotta take a sip on that one because like it hit different on that one, Jeff. Yeah. Because I'm even thinking back to my even because I always do this. I think about how I look at life and how I look at my lifestyle and my own circumstances. Yo, and I know everybody's probably like, we're gonna talk the John Legend story again. I'm gonna tell the John Legend story again because it was a real groundbreaking moment for me, bro. Like, so if you didn't hear it yet, you're gonna hear it right now. So my wife loves John Legend. Like, me and her both. We bonded over his music. We
do too. We do too over here.
Man, when I tell you, John's the man. Shout out to John Legend. So finally, we've been together for 15 years, and finally, I got an opportunity to get tickets to go see him. And actually, it was front row. It was an amazing, like, completely amazing. Yeah. And the week we got the tickets before, all of a sudden, I got into this real heavy mode, bro. I couldn't smile. I couldn't be happy. My wife would come in the house from a day at work, knowing she's going to the concert and see my face, and I could just see my energy snatch her joy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm watching this happen. I'm like, yo, what is going on? Like, but I won't stop now. I won't stop to do the work. I don't want to think about this. I don't want to do the introspection. I'm gonna keep moving around because I'm fine. Yeah. Right? I'm good. Yeah. Bro, long lies. Get to the concert, sitting there, and had a good time. She stands up and I sit down for a moment to grab my drink. And when I look up and see her looking at John, I realize, like, yo, my insecurities is real. Like, I'm not as secure as being her husband as I think I am. Because right now, the pleasure she's getting from watching John sing is hitting the insecurity. But I had to check this. Where's this gonna come from? Like, why? Because she's never given me no thought process, no feeling. You know where it went back to? What's that? Daddy issues. Ooh. Abandonment issues. My father, my real father, who I actually found out who my real father was at 16 years old, which is my mom's mechanic. I found out at 16, like, yo, you've been around me this whole time. You just didn't want to say that I'm yours. Like, why not? So now that's trickled over into my relationship to where I'm like, yo, she's gonna leave me with somebody soon because my dad didn't stick around. Like, she's gonna leave at some point. You leave. And I'm sitting there saying to myself in the middle of this concert, I'm like, I cannot believe this is where I am. Yeah. Mentally, emotionally, and physically in that space, I was baffled, bro. Baffled. And coming to grips with that was like, I had to talk to my moms. I called moms and we had a conversation. I had to ask some questions because I'm like, yo, have I always been like this? Like, have I always had? She was like, no, you've never showed this. And I'm like, there goes that extrovert. Yeah. Right? Hiding everything behind the fact that I can keep everybody at bay. But I never really dealt with that, bro. So after realizing, like, yo, I have super insecurities, I was nurturing that thing. How was I nurturing it? By doing everything to keep my wife away from everybody. She'll tell you right now, keep it true. And I'm going to be honest with this right now. I am a dog. You hear me? When you come near her, Yeah. Ooh, you taking it out of my mouth. Yeah. Like when Instagram first started, right? When Instagram first came out in like 2009, 2010, we go book out our accounts, and she put a picture up of her face, and it was a great picture, and a dude liked it, right, and put something in the comments like, nice picture. Yo, I was in his DM, like, yo, listen, fam, you want that dude? Yeah, it is so crazy because like that was my insecurities. Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? Like, this is how I was nurturing them by, all right, you can't look at her. She's a beautiful woman. Like, she's supposed to be looked at. Like, I got to deal with this now. I got to deal with the fact that I'm loving, I'm nurturing, and I'm caring for my insecurities, and I'm not dealing with them. Yo, Jeff, you just blew my mind tonight, bro.
You protecting that thing like it's your baby, bro. You protecting that thing, and you're protecting that insecurity like it's your baby, and just you won't let nobody touch it. You won't let nobody hear about it. You don't want nobody speaking to it.
Right.
You just holding on to that thing and letting it sit inside you and fester and fester and fester, and to the point, and then your behavior is just coming out of it, and it all start off. And that insecurity didn't come from anywhere; it just came from an idea that you held to be true.
The fundamentals, Jeff.
Yeah, that's all it is. Use the bat boy when you shoot.
Right. It's there for a reason, right, Coach?
Fundamentals, baby.
It was there for a reason. Yo, listen, man, this conversation, bro, like, first and foremost, I'm gonna have you back. Because
be back, man.
This conversation is so layered, and it's so impactful, because, yo, Jeff, you're giving people ways to start the healing, bro.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many people who are beating themselves up on top of the things that they had nothing to do with, Jeff.
That's the key.
We don't need
nothing to do with it.
Your name wasn't yours.
Nothing to do with it.
Your religion wasn't yours. Like, everything was given to us, but we take ownership of something that doesn't really even belong.
They got nothing to do with it. You're trying. I encourage people before they leave, and once we end this, I encourage people to go Google the Serenity Prayer. Go Google the Serenity Prayer, because it's going to tell you, and it's going to show you. You gotta give me the strength to control the things that I can control. I can't control what my dad's response is going to be. I can't control another human being. Hey, I can't even control my wife. I told my wife the other day, we were having a conversation, babe, I don't expect anything from you. Only thing I need from you is to love me unconditionally, because I know I'm not perfect. That's it. Because if I start putting expectations on you, I'm gonna start looking at you as like you God, and you're not God. I'm not expecting any from you, because I can't control you. I can't control that if I come home. I can't control that you had a long day with the baby, because she works from home. She got the whole business running from home, and our 2-year-old daughter running around the house. I can't.
She working double time.
Yeah, she double time. And so when she calls me and asks me what I want for dinner, I'm like, baby, you ain't even got to cook. Like,
whatever.
You could throw some yogurt and a piece of bread on the plate, and I'm gonna be the happiest man alive.
Right.
Because I don't even expect you to cook. The fact that you cook is just icing on the cake. This makes me fall in love with you even more. And so when people can read that Serenity Prayer and start understanding, hey, you can't control every single thing. And one of the things you can't control is those ideas that those 6 people are going to give you. Those 6 things are going to give you. Those 6 principles are going to give you. Those things are going to give you some ideas. You can't control that. But what you can control is whether you turn it from an irrational idea to irrational by sending it through the checklist. I'm big on, I hate when people tell people to go journal their emotions, but don't tell them how to journal. You tell me to go journal, and then I go grab my journal. I sit here and get my journal. Oh, he told me to journal. That was a good podcast. I'm a journal. Give me a blank piece of paper. Got my blank piece of paper. Now what?
Jeff, I'm about to. You're gonna let me break my computer in here. I'm gonna put my cup out my computers now, because when I tell you I'm so sick and tired of it, Jeff.
I want people. If you're gonna tell me to journal, give me a journal activity.
Right.
Give me a how. If you're gonna tell me to pray, tell me how to pray. Like, bro, I'm over it. So anytime I open my mouth and I give a theory, I make sure I follow up with some type of practical thing to do, just like tonight with the checklist. Because I'm tired of people sending people out here and then making people worse, because now they don't really know how. It felt good. They were inspired, right? They were motivated. But motivation only lasts for so long when there's no discipline.
Come on. And motivation is fleeting. You hear me?
Yeah.
You can be motivated on Monday and completely depressed and out of energy out of gas by Wednesday.
Completely done. Ask me what the pastor talked about Sunday.
Well, talk to me. What was that?
But I tell you what, when I was in front of the church, when I was watching the sermon, I was like, "Oh, this is good. This is good."
Right.
It's Monday night. I can't tell you what he said.
Gotta go back and check the tape.
Right. I gotta go back and check the tape. This is why I need to do my personal devotions on a regular basis. Discipline.
Right. Seriously. And so, if anybody out there who is lazy, which I hope you're not, I'm gonna help you. The Serenity Prayer actually pulled up, and I'm gonna read it. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the the courage to change the things I can change, and the wisdom to know the difference. Living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time, taking this world as it is, not as I want it to be. Trusting that I will make all things right if I surrender to your will.
God, I love it. I love that. Taking the world as it is, not how I want it to be. Bro, that's that's a whole podcast right there in itself.
Yo, when I tell you, yo, Jeff, you're gonna come back here, bro. Like, yo, listen. Like, because this conversation just literally blew my mind. And it actually helped create more healing within inside of me, because sometimes we know things, right? No, sometimes we have concepts of things, but we don't fully know them yet, because you know things when you apply them. That's why you know something.
Yeah.
So my mentor is teaching me that we have concepts in our head, but we don't really know too many things, because the proof of knowing is applying. So I am now realizing, like, yo, I'm applying these things, and the only way I can apply them is through practical steps. And you just gave me a way of thinking, like the thought process and the steps to thinking. Bro, that just opened up my mind. I'm going to go share that with everyone. Like, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to share that with the world, because I struggled with that for so long, bro. Like, I started picking up drugs because I didn't know how to think.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, think about it. You want to get high because your brain is all over the place. Yeah, I just need to chill. I just need to relax. I just need, and then, like you said, you become to cherish it, whatever that is. Like,
you value that, whatever that drug is. Like you just said, you have an idea of, I need to relax. I need to, and I just need to smoke this real quick, because I know it's gonna calm me, and it's not gonna let me think about it. These are the ideas that you're having, and you hold on to that idea for X amount of time. Maybe it's an hour, maybe it's 2 hours, and you constantly thinking about that idea over and over and over. You're gonna start valuing that thing.
Right.
You're gonna value that thing, and then once you start valuing something that's, what value is, something that's important to you, something that's extremely important to you. When something becomes important to you, you do whatever you got to do to get it.
Right.
Regardless whether it's rational, irrational, you do what you need to do to obtain it, or take care of it, or provide for it, or protect for it. So yeah, man. Or protect it, not protect for it, protect it.
Listen, guys, this podcast episode, hands down, has to be one of the top ones I've ever done, Jeff. I don't know if anyone else's sake or benefit, but I know for mine tonight, you have just opened up a mental door for me that I have never even thought was. I didn't know it was a door. I thought it was a wall. I didn't think there was any way through it. Because, like you said, like, I've only gotten theory through my whole entire life about thought process and thinking things through. And now all this time, I just realized I've been going circles. Now with this checklist, man, listen, Jeff, thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you for real.
Definitely,
for real.
Definitely, bro.
I want everyone out there to stop what you're doing. For real. I don't care what it is. If you're washing dishes, do whatever as long as you're not driving. I don't want you to just
if you're wait till you get to the crib.
Wait till you get to the crib. But go over to Instagram and type in God+therapy and follow my man Jeff. Connect with this man, because trust me when I tell you, this information is what you need. I don't care of what level you're on. And this is no shade, if you're a janitor at a Wendy's, or you're a Fortune 500 millionaire of the top company in the universe, you're a Jeff Bezos, you need this information. Because it's going to help you be able to help someone else. And this is what this life is all about, y'all. I'm super excited. Yo, Jeff, one more time, man, let everybody know where they can find you at and how they can connect with you, bro.
Perfect. Yeah, man. The perfect place to find me is on Instagram. Like you said, God+therapy. Type that in, you'll find me. I'm always posting. I'm posting prayers every single morning, Monday through Friday. Definitely posting prayers for you, because I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I've been doing this for the last 3 or 4 years, nonstop. Guys told me to do this, and he said, look, when you do your devotional prayers, share it as is. So the prayers that I'm posting are the actual prayers that I'm saying to God at that moment at 5 o'clock in the morning in my closet. So I post those all the time. If you're wanting to sign up for a session, if you're looking for individual sessions, I offer 4 sessions. 4 sessions a month is $150. I do 3, 2, and 1. I'll post those often. Again, reach out to me by God+therapy, gmail@gmail.com. God+therapy@gmail.com. All written out. The word plus is written out. All right. If you reach out to me, email me, just get some inquiries on sessions. Again, sessions are 30 minutes long. They're all via Zoom. You sign up. Once you let me know that you're interested, I send you the prices and stuff, and then I send you some dates. Do these dates work with you? And do these times work with you? If they do, you lock in by making payment, and then we get rocking for those 4 sessions. Again, I got the apparel. You click the link in the bio. Got the apparels. Got the I am statements cards, the affirmation cards, and I do have a free self-care exercise in the link in that bio. So you go to the Instagram page, you click on that link at the top of the link. It's a free self-care exercise. It's self-explanatory. All you're doing is taking your negative thoughts, putting them on the cross, and taking them over to the left, to the right side, and you're going to start seeing yourself the way God sees you. So make sure you read the directions, and it tell you exactly how to start seeing yourself the way God sees you. It's called taking it to the cross exercise. So yeah, I love
See
it.
you how God sees you,
Yes,
right?
sir.
Let me tell you, bro, because as we get up out of here, that reminded me of a song that like really freed me. Because like I had so many I tried to run from New York, right? To try to move down to South Florida to get away from everybody so I could run from the names and the thought process and the old habits and all that, and realized I couldn't run from it.
Nah.
Like I couldn't get away. But once I realized, like, yo, God's seen the best in me.
Yeah.
Like, he's seen things that others didn't see, and he sees things that others don't see. Like, and what his eyes are the only ones that really matter.
Yeah.
And
Only ones that matter.
grasp a hold of that, bro. Like those chains fell off. You know what I'm saying? So I want everybody out there, listen, y'all. Freedom, it could be yours. Healing could be yours. Truly, it could be yours. All you gotta do is accept it and do the work that's necessary to have it. I'm living proof of it. My life. I'm transparent enough, and I'm confident enough to let you guys know, like, there's nothing wrong with having something wrong with you. What happens when it becomes wrong is when you know about it and you won't get no help.
Yeah. So
if you need the help, my man Jeff is available. Reach out to him. I'm gonna have his information down in the description. Once again, Jeff, thank you so much, my brother. We will have you back on this podcast. That is already in the works. God's already doing the work right now as we speak. To everyone out there, you guys know the deal. You know the drill. Please like, comment, and share this podcast. That is the way you help. That is the way you share this. This is how you help the content grow and get to the people that really the people that really do need the content. So thank you so much for checking us out tonight. Wherever you are, wherever you're doing, remember, confidence is not about how someone else sees you, but it's about how you see you. And until the next time we see you, be good to yourself and the ones around you. And if you can't be good to the ones around you, that's okay. Don't trip. Just get those people from around you. Yo, this is RJ D, the Imperfect Gentleman. This has been a dope episode of Unique Confident Podcast. Y'all be blessed, because we will. Peace, y'all.
Peace.